Hi, I'm Crystal, and welcome to TapTV. On this episode, we'll take a behind-the-scenes look at the new tradeaplane.com. We'll also visit an unusual collection in Ohio, take a look at a historic aircraft currently featured in Trade A Plane, and review recent aviation news. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this debut episode of TapTV. Trade A Plane launched its first website in 1997. Since that time, Trade A Plane Online has undergone numerous redesigns and renovations over the years.
I helped create the first Trade A Plane online site back in 1997. Back in those days, everyone had dial-up service, and the web was still very much in its infancy. The site back then was very crude compared to today's standards. But as technology evolved, so did Trade A Plane Online.
Recently, TAP launched the next generation of Trade A Plane Online, featuring an entirely new website redesigned from the ground up.
A year ago, we launched a major effort to redesign, develop a new vision for the site, come up with some fundamental design goals, and implement those.
So the website was effective and very popular with users, but we knew there was room for improvement. We wanted to modernize the site, update the look, improve the user interface, and take advantage of new technologies to improve the functionality as well as the overall user experience.
So we decided to update to newer technologies and features to allow users to more easily find listings on our site.
We came to the conclusion that it was time for some major improvements to TradeAplane.com.
The biggest challenge of the new Trade A Plane site was to create a site that catered to all of the different types of users that we expect to have on TradeAplane.com. We have buyers, we have sellers, we have aircraft dealers, and even the people that administer the site must all use the same single site. And sometimes it's difficult to come up with a single design that can accommodate all of those different types of users and all of their different expectations.
The biggest challenge of the new site from a design perspective was making some visual logic out of the myriad categories and types of not only products but services and related products and services that Trade A Plane offers.
The new site combines the latest in new technologies with a clean, intuitive interface, allowing buyer and seller to connect easier and faster than ever before.
Well, there are a lot of new features on the new site. Perhaps the most obvious one is the tab navigation. We've divided all of the different types of products and services that is on TradeAplane.com and given them each a tab with their own unique search engine.
There's much more content on the new site, thousands and thousands more listings, and those numbers will be growing each month.
As a designer, the overall look and feel and usability of it is cleaner and more pleasing.
For users, the new site, I think, primarily offers ease of use and access to a much larger database of offerings. Not just about aircraft, it's about engines, parts, products, services, everything that keeps people flying. Content that we're able to offer with the new site in terms of parts and products is an order of magnitude larger than the old site.
The new Trade A Plane has a much more enhanced search engine than the old Trade A Plane site. It's much faster.
With the new site, we've now made it easier and more effective for advertisers to target their specific audiences and customers.
We now have maintain your own inventory. That allows sellers to place ads online completely and then maintain them without having to talk to a sales rep at any point.
I'd just like to say that we are so grateful for the following that Trade A Plane has, not just in the U.S., but in Canada and Mexico, Latin America, and around the world. We allow our buyers to reach through the window out to the world, and we do the same thing for our sellers, and we welcome you to the world of Trade A Plane.
The new Trade-A-Plane site is now online at www.tradeaplane.com. Some people collect stamps, others collect coins, but aviation enthusiast Walter Zaplata has collected something far more interesting. We'll now pay a rare visit to Mr. Zaplata's lost airplane graveyard. Mr. Zaplata's collection certainly represents a lot of aviation history. We appreciate the opportunity to share a portion of it with TapTV viewers. We'll now take a look at another piece of aviation history, the consolidated PBY Catalina. This month's featured historic aircraft is November 287, a 1943 consolidated PBY Catalina. The Catalina was a multi-role airplane produced in large numbers in the 1930s and 40s. Rugged and versatile, the Catalina saw duty in anti-submarine warfare, patrol bombing, convoy escorts, search and rescue, and cargo transport roles. The Catalina was produced in greater numbers than any other flying boat design. November 287 is a beautiful example manufactured in October of 1943 at Consolidated Aircraft's San Diego plant. It immediately entered service with the U.S. Navy and served until it was taken out of inventory in 1956. Following its military career, work began on converting the Catalina to a firebomber configuration. However, this conversion was never completed and the aircraft was pressed into service as an aerial surveying platform, operating in Canada and later Australia. In the mid-1960s, the original Pratt & Whitney radials were replaced by Wright R2600s, having 1,000 additional horsepower, and upgrading the aircraft to Supercat configuration. The Supercat went on to spend a short time providing passenger service in the 1970s before undergoing an extensive restoration in 1990. The restored aircraft has since been featured in Warbird's International magazine. This aircraft is well suited for a wide range of applications and is one of only a few PBYs operating on a standard type certificate, making passenger service a possibility. November 287 is currently available in Trade-A-Plane. Check out this aircraft and many other interesting and historic aircraft at www.tradeaplane.com. We'd like to thank Courtesy Aircraft for providing historical information on this great classic warbird. And now we'll take a quick look at recent general aviation news.
Hi, I'm Julie Christie with your TapTV News. In June of 1943, naval pilot Carl Johnson failed to land his birdcage Corsair World War II fighter aboard the USS Wolverine. He escaped the plane, which quickly sank to 240 feet to the bottom of Lake Michigan. 67 years after it sank, the Corsair was hoisted from its watery grave on November 8th under the watchful gaze of the A&T recovery crew and several veterans. Unfortunately, Johnson was not among the veterans, as he died in a mid-air collision a few months after the Corsair crash. Knowing the Corsair would begin to deteriorate in the following years, the decision was made to recover the aircraft before its salvage window closed. Currently covered in seaweed and mussels, the Corsair will travel to New Orleans, where it will undergo an estimated 4-year-long restoration effort before eventually being displayed in the National Aviation Museum in Pensacola, Florida. In other news, Burt Rutan, founder of Scaled Composites and best known for revolutionizing the home-built aircraft movement, has announced his retirement. Recovering from open-heart surgery in 2008, 67-year-old Rutan will receive a full salute at EAA's Oshkosh 2011. Rutan designed and built his first aircraft in his garage, and it was such a success that he went on to design the Very Easy, which could be built by anyone by following a set of step-by-step directions he provided. He is probably most famous for his design of the Voyager, which became the first plane to fly non-stop around the world without refueling. Rutan also designed Spaceship One, the first privately built spacecraft to successfully reach space. You can see the Spaceship One, Voyager, and the Very Easy on display at the Smithsonian's National Air and Space Museum. We here at TapTV would like to wish Burt Rutan a long and happy retirement. Now for some news that has the attention of all aircraft owners. On December 11th, the FAA mandated re-registration of the civil aviation fleet. This mandate is in response to what is considered a security threat. The FAA has characterized this move as an administrative housekeeping chore. Approximately 100,000 registrations are inaccurate. There are numerous accounts of bogus N numbers being used to disguise aircraft for illicit activities. As numbers can be changed with something as simple as a roll of duct tape, it is unclear at this time how the re-registration process will be able to eliminate this particular problem. Steve Lathrop, a Washington State Cheyenne owner, is among the aircraft owners unlucky enough to get a call asking if he knew his plane was in the jungle. His airplane was in fact safely in its hangar. It's possible his airplane was found on the FAA registry, and the numbers borrowed for this plane being used to smuggle drugs in South America. And that's your TapTV News.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of TapTV. From all of us here at Trade-A-Plane, we wish you blue skies and happy landings. Thank you and good night.